For those people that feel left behind in life, I want you to know that it simply cannot rain forever. So I want to share a story about a difficult time that I had, and this was, I want to say, a couple years after college. Unfortunately, I got laid off from my job, and this is a story I don't really tell that often, but I do think that there is some value in it. So when I got laid off, I was very scared because one, I was no longer with my peers because my peers all had roles, but I did not. I went to my family and I said, hey, you know what? I'm in a bad spot. I don't have a job. I think I'm just gonna run away for a little bit. And they all looked at me and they were like, what are you talking about? What are you gonna do? And I said, yeah, I'm just gonna go to Mexico and I'm just gonna take my notebook and come up with a game plan. And that's what I did. I booked a trip to Playa del Carmen and I was out there for like a month. And I was just on the beach writing and coming up with, you know, how did I fail? What steps did I take? You know, what did I do wrong? And the solution that I came up with was, yes, there were certain things that I could have done to improve my outcome, but nonetheless, the past is the past at this point, and I can't sit here and strangle myself with decisions that I could have made back then. All you can do is you can live, and then you learn. That's it. Now, time passed, and I'm trying to think about the gap of time in which I was unemployed, and I believe it was 6 months. And over the course of those 6 months, I did the same exact thing every single day. I got up. I'm being dead serious, by the way. I got up. I put on a fit, put on some clothes. I went to the library, applied to 30 to 50 jobs. I went to the gym, got something to eat after, and then maybe I would like walk around or whatever because there was no one to hang out with, right? All of my friends were obviously doing their big corporate roles, but there was me just not employed. Fortunately, after 6 months of doing that, I was able to get land back on my feet, get a role, and the rest is history. I think sometimes we need these types of setbacks to appreciate what we have because there's a little bit of taking for granted that happens in our lives because we sometimes feel as though we're owed certain things. And I think that the more that we stay grounded in the opportunities that we have and the more that we can take them seriously, it allows for you to proliferate and navigate through life in a much more meaningful manner. So I'm not sitting here looking for sympathy because I definitely wasn't looking for sympathy back then. So definitely not looking for it now. But what I want you to do is I do think it's important for you to reflect that, hey, you know what? Even though it might be raining now, at some point it has to stop. I hope this helps.